Kelly asks in that email question, if I end up in a wreck with somebody who I know had their phone out while they were driving, how do I prove it? And does it make a difference when it comes to determining who is at fault and who pays?
Yeah, absolutely it does. If you can prove that the other side was texting or was distracted and that was the cause of the accident, then you're not just talking about negligence anymore. We talk on the show a lot about negligence, but when you're talking about someone that is distracted and texting and emailing or just not paying attention, that raises it to a different level. And my firm, a few years ago, my partner Alan Ritchie actually was involved in the first case in the state of Alabama where someone was prosecuted for murder for texting while driving, and unfortunately a young college student here in Mobile lost her life because this guy was just not paying attention, and he was distracted by texting and things of that nature. So, and there's ways to get records from the phone companies, this and that. So yes, it can be proven, and it does affect the outcome of the case. And Corey, if we could, let's go ahead and introduce our guest tonight. And so we're extremely happy to have him. He is the expert. He's the real expert, not me. He's the real expert and he can tell you what, he's an Alabama State Trooper, and he can tell you what on the front lines, what they're dealing with this epidemic.
That's right, Bill. Joining us tonight is Trooper Gary Cole with the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency. Welcome, Gary.
Hey, good evening. How are you guys doing?
Hey, Trooper Cole, thank you for being here.
Doing great, thank you.
And Trooper Cole, I'll start it off and just ask you. I mean, tell us what your experience as far as what you're seeing. Is this as big of a problem as what us lawyers and insurance companies and everybody's making it out to be, or is it that not that big of a problem? And just kind of tell us what your frontline experience is when it comes to distracted driving. It doesn't have to be texting, but anything that's making the driver not pay attention. Tell us what your experience is.
Absolutely. Texting and driving, distracted driving is becoming a serious problem, not only in the state of Alabama, but around the United States. We're starting to see an increase. The more and more people become familiar with their electronic devices, the more and more frequently they use those devices, we're starting to see an increase more and more in our traffic-related events. A lot of our distracted driving is not just texting and driving, although texting and driving is one of the most alarming. We also have issues with people talking on the phone or to other passengers without paying attention, eating or drinking while they're riding down the road, adjusting the radio or their navigation system, or maybe they've even forgotten to get dressed as they left home to go to work. And we've also interacted with a couple of individuals that are watching movies and TV shows as they're driving down the roadways. So yes, this is becoming a very big problem, if not heading towards an even larger problem if we don't try to get it under control.
Yeah, and Corey, I'll chime in and say, and that's kind of the $10,000 question as to how you get this under control. Because like I have a friend that has a 2020 Tahoe that has the navigation, the monitor on the front. Well, he's kind of a electronic whiz, and he's disabled the part that doesn't allow him to put movies in. So now he says he's not watching when he's driving, his wife is, but they have their monitor system where they can watch any channel under the sun on the front, not just the kids in the back on the the back of the seats, but the more that technology advances, the more people are consuming this technology. It's the wrong place to do it when you're behind the wheel of a